Right now, we got a very special guest joining us, kind enough to give us a couple of moments of his time. Former assistant here at Michigan State, now the head coach at Miami University. Thanks for joining us here tonight, George Gwozdecky.
My pleasure, Eric.
It's an exciting hockey weekend here, to say the least. Michigan State once again involved in NCAA playoffs. And I imagine you have somewhat mixed emotions, but hopefully you're green and white right now.
Well, you know, there's no question about it. I came up here on Friday night to watch them play, and they played real well, played a good game. And I left Saturday morning ready to go to recruiting. And I was way up in northern Ontario when I heard the score, and I said, well, I got to get back here. So I drove all day today to get back for the game. I just got here before game time and put back all the clothes I had on Friday night. And you know, I knew it driving down here today what the guys are going through, because I remember last year at this time the same thing happened. We had to go into the third game to win it, and you know, but it's a fun time of year. The guys have been through it a couple times already, and you know, we're playing pretty well right now.
Coach, let's talk about your program for just a moment. I think by all standards, you had a successful year down there. Not what you'd like, but in the first year there, you came up with 12 victories overall through the season. You made the first round of the CCHA playoffs.
I thought, Eric, that we improved considerably since day one of our training camp. We made the playoffs, which was an objective. None of our players, even the seniors, had ever been in the playoffs, and it was a real high for our guys to finally make it and get 7th place. That was a real accomplishment. Plus the fact, I think we've done a much better job this year at upgrading the people we have coming in. Our recruiting has gone well. We've competed with some of the schools in our league and beaten them out for kids, and we've got a big incoming freshman class. We're going to be young next year. We're going to be much like Michigan State is this year. We're going to have 8 freshmen in the lineup. We're going to struggle early, probably until Christmas, and then we'll probably take off and be a little more competitive after that.
You've experienced, too, as a head coach in the team down there, the loss of one of your players, as are several other players and coaches across the country. Craig Fisher, of course, has elected to pass up his last 2 years down there, and he turned pro right after the season.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, they were telling everyone that they were going to give Craig a chance to play right away as soon as they signed him, and that was almost it'll be 3 weeks on Tuesday that they signed him, and he hasn't touched the ice in a regular season game yet. So it's kind of disappointing, because he could have finished out his degree work or had gotten as close as possible. Now, you know, he's still got a year, you know, or 2.5 years to go rather than just 2 years. So it's disappointing from that aspect of view. But again, you know, when they throw the dollars around, it's tough to say no.
Head coach George Gwozdecky, the Miami Redskins, kind enough to join us here for just a couple of moments.